Hi, Sportster Paul here. Today we're going to add 5 weights to this Solid EXM3000 home gym. My problem was the shipper lost 1 box. You're supposed to get 8 boxes of weights, 7 boxes with all the gym stuff, right? So count that up and make sure that the pallet didn't break. Gronk Fitness product, Dan over at Gronk, just replaced the weights, no question asked, no charge, even though it was the shipper's fault. So I got it on Amazon. It was about $4,600. Today, we want to add these weights. To do that, you've got to get these bars open, which means this big white metal part up here has to come off. And since it's got to come off, all the 4 covers on both sides also have to come off. So I happen to know that is a 6mm hex head Allen wrench. We've got the tool bowl back. I think we're going to use it as a parts bowl this time. And fairly straightforward, right? You can go up here. Nice thing about these Bond House wrenches is they got the ball end, which makes it a little easier to get them the rest of the way out. These, when you get the gym, already loose. These fasteners are pre-assembled, you know, just blind, partially screwed in. They didn't fall out. They were still there. Let's see if you can see me now. As I get down here, let's get my wallet in the tool thing. And then being careful you don't, these are heavy, heavy steel. So you don't want them coming down. Now, one thing I did, it's not in the instructions. There, drop down, put the tool. I flipped it, there's a bevel here. If you put the bevel on this side on both of them, it's a little longer and it covers half of the weight numbers up. You can't see the numbers clearly. So this one I flipped upside down so that this shorter flange is here and you can read all the numbers. Can't do that on the other side because there's a pulley down here that gets in the way if you try to flip it around. But here, it works pretty good. On the other side, you're sitting in the squat chair rather. So you've got an angle and can see the numbers. So let's be safe. Remember, I'm not wearing safety shoes. So let's get this out of here. Put it way over here. Matter of fact, let's put it way, way over here in case it comes down clanking on your head. Now we'll do this one, same principle. Righty tighty, all right. I'm going to do this real time, right? So you can see, and the people at Gronk understand what it takes, the management at Gronk. I wasn't very happy with their instructions, which is why I made the instruction video. I'm an engineer, and even I had a hard time figuring out what to do. There are no written instructions per se. There's just these assembly drawings. Oh, righty-tighty, I should have learned that just a minute ago. They kind of sit down on the floor, and you can still get this out. See, that's why these Bond houses are nice. There we go. Sure it doesn't go anywhere. Tool bucket. Once again, I'm going to get this leaning up against the wall. We may have to do a little, no, not that one, this one, to get it out. I've used the gym a couple times, and I got to tell you, I love this thing. Yeah, it was expensive. I got it on Amazon through Gronk. And, you know, I just figured, I've got the room, I got this big family room. I figured, why not? Let's do both of them. Let's get brave. See me back here? Hello. We're doing this one. Now, there's 200 pounds of weights. That's, you get you get 8 50-pound boxes, and there's 200 pounds on each side. So this one out. Oops, careful. Don't hit the stuff that isn't attached anymore. These are heavy, heavy steel covers. I wish they had some sound dampening, because they are kind of loud. How are we doing over there? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yeah, we got video, we got audio. Okay, we got the bottom one there. Oh, I had said here the labels for the missing weights. Come on. There. And leaned against my Buick key fob, which sets off the alarm. I bought a third key fob for my Buick Encore 2019. Love it. And I'm going to rip that emergency button off because, maybe nurses in dark parking lots need it. But all it's ever done for me is go off by accident. So I'm going to take that third one and rip the emergency button off of it, put it back together, and it looks like you don't even have to go to the dealer to get a third key working. You put both of the working keys inside the car and press things 5 times and do all this goofy stuff, and you can actually train the third key. Okay, so that goes here. And now, even though we have a tool bucket, years of working on sports shoes have taught me you go back into the bond house holder. See if we can get this. And like I say, I'm going to put this miles away so it doesn't come dropping on my head. Okay. We got the let's get rid of the wallet. Let's get rid of the keys. Let's go over here. Focus. Okay, so now the plan is you've got to release these guys. There's 4 plastic collars, I think, for rattling and stuff up here that you can twist, pull down. That's also an Allen wrench. Let's see what we got. Is it this size? No, they're metric. I think most of the fasteners are English. But the Allens, this is a 4mm. And once again, they include a little stubby one, but I thought it'd be more helpful to actually know. Okay, it's loose enough. Pull it down. The tab that holds it up, there's a little tab here, is in line with the Allen itself. And I didn't put these on. I'm surprised how hard that is. Because I learned, anything in plastic, there's no need to. Now, why is this one different? Don't ask. Some of the fasteners, like they use bigger heads on the 1/2-inch bolts. Of course, we're going to have to pull those off, not on this side. The 5 missing weights are over on this side. I don't know if you can quite make it out. I'll probably move the camera to make that clear. Maybe not. Keep the same perspective. Look at this. The regular end doesn't fit. I've had this happen. I wonder if the cheap Chinese Allen wrenches they include fit the cheap Chinese. So the blunt end of the bond house dryer doesn't fit, but the ball end does fit, and it sticks a little too. So we got those down. All right. So now we're theorizing. We're going to have to get this up, about that far. Can you see that? I figure about that far to get a weight. These bars go up pretty far, right, almost to the top. So we got to get this up. We got the cables. We could just leave it, with no things. And should we try that? My other theory is loosen this bolt, and that's less fighting you. Want to try the gravy lick? That's what we called it when I was an auto mechanic in college. Take a gravy lick as a tricky way to do it, a sneaky way, or you beat the flat rate. Let's see. Let's see if we can do it. So there's 2 bolts, 1/2-inch bolts, so a 3/4 inch wrench on the nuts, and what is it? Some goofy size. They didn't use the same size heads. 13/16. And once again, these are a little, they're not to SAE tolerances, so like this one, you barely can get the wrench on it. Let's see if that's enough. Otherwise, I got to go back and get the crescent wrench. Yeah, there. Now it finally went on. These are prevailing torque nuts, which are a pain, but they're not in very far. What am I doing this for when I could do this? And can we do it? All right, so this nut we're going to toss in our tool bucket. Should have a parts bucket. Learned that from hanging around Harley shops. Can I get this out? See, this is the kind of grief that, see? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, because it's not, because it's Chinese quality, and apparently they don't have standards in the part of China where they made these 1/2-inch bolts. The head size doesn't quite fit. And now I've trapped, let's see if I can get under it here. There we go. All right. I swear to gosh. More trouble in the world. Okay, so we got that off. This one should be a little, the head, the 13, what did I tell you it was? 13/16? It's a nice thing about newer sockets, they actually make it clear what size they are instead of 3/4 on the bottom. Now there's a washer here because there's a slot here for, I guess, tolerance. Now's a good time to get the socket off because it's also got a slate bind. I'm going to leave the bolts in. And first, let's just eyeball it. We'll do it from this side so you can watch me grunt and groan. Oh, it would take the pin out of this weight stack. And let's just eyeball. I'll probably you know, what's it? Discretion is the better part of valor. I am going to take the weights off of this. And that was one size up, which was, looks like to be a number 8. You could also disconnect the weight here. I think the easy money. And the trick I'm going to do now, this is, laying in bed thinking, how the heck am I going to do this? I don't know if you order this separate weight kit, right? Because you can add 50 pounds to the stacks. They sell that. They give you a longer bar. Oops, well that didn't work out too good, did it? Now I've trapped, oh God almighty. Now I've trapped the, this is why my buddy said, always carry a knife with you. It pushed back into one of the holes for the bar. The bar came up. Okay, let's see if we can get it out. Otherwise it's magnet time. God almighty. This annoys me. Well, I'm going to have to stop the filming and go get a magnet and pull this bolt out of the hole that flopped. Okay, back. Got our little magnet. That's all it took. There is a lock washer on this 8mm. That's the Allen wrench size. Note the tool bucket fills and fills. This one could be even trickier. Down here, are we filming? Yes. Hope we're in focus. Sometimes I'm too quick pressing the button. Now let's carefully make sure we grab this one and kind of support it. I note the lock washer isn't coming out. There it is. And the plate falls. Replace the Allen wrench. If you want to be a professional, at least keep your tools together. I get the 2 pins. This was my thinking. I'll show you what I'm doing over here so you're not in suspense. I figure pull this rod up like that. And what has happened? Something kind of radical. Oh, this bar here has been falling down. Do I want that? It kind of pulls up. Maybe we leave the bar hanging. Maybe that helps us. The other pin, well, this one we're going to have to get completely out, including this weight has to come off, I now realize. So can that happen with this thing? I think so. Okay. So this is where the weight's got to go. I'm trying to decide if my gravy lick is going to work here, because it could be pretty exciting. You don't want to make your life miserable. Okay, can we lean these? Ooh. The weight stack's lean enough. Oh my gosh, it's working out better. Okay, I managed to prop these off. It's probably better to take these off. I notice I've scarred this where the Allen wrench held. So the 2 plastic collars. Now, you know, you're not going to be able to see. I'm gonna reset up the camera so you can kind of see, because this might be tricky. It might work, might not work. But let's get the camera around the other side where I'm adding the weights, and hopefully you'll be able to see how this is going to hopefully work. We'll see. Okay, I think it might work. One nice thing with this weight disconnected here, that bolt pulled out, this thing, you know, it just raises the bar up here, and you can push that out of your way. Now we got to get this off first, and so that's got to come up. You can get it over far enough to put on and off weights. I got the plastic collars off. I don't think this would fall. We'll try. First thing, you got to get this out. That shouldn't be too hard. Then let's see if we can get this out. Up we go. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, is life good? We're going to put this, I guess we'll put it on. Now let's see how dangerous this is. Risk my feet instead of yours. It actually stops, but that's a little, you know, that's from the bars being pocketed in down there. There's these steel spacers. So not too bad. Let's get the weights that Dan at Gronk Fitness Products sent for free, even though the shipper lost it. Put it together. The little cup here has to go down, faced this way. Of the 4 ways, there's only one. Make sure the surfaces are clean. You know, just a millimeter on each too much. By the time you get 10, that's 10 millimeters, then the holes won't line up. Let's see if there's some clever way. Get my pinkies behind here. Oh, this is going to work out great. I love when stuff works. Get past the bar. Help it there. I hope you're seeing this. Here's another one. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Gronk. Same thing, cup down. Here's a little flat for the label. I'm sneaking my pinkies behind the bars to pry them out. I probably could just leave them, you know, bent out the whole way. I wonder if they actually thought about making this so easy. Oops. These are kind of stuck. Once again, make sure they're nice and clean. Cup forward and pointing down. Yeah, see there, it's getting top heavy enough that it just wants to fall over. Then they actually sent 4 weights by mistake, and then the next day I said, hey, I needed 5, remember? So they sent 5. And this one's beautiful. It doesn't have any scuffing, so I'm going to put it here, one more weight on top. Be patient. If you're thinking of fast forwarding because you understand the principle, remember to put the black plastic things on here or you will be in trouble. This one's pretty good shape. Come on. Get that. Okay, and then now our top weight. This is pretty much commercial quality. It's got a few design idiosyncrasies I'm not keen on. And now we are complete. Get the two plastic collars. They go up. This one slips on. This one slips on. Now let's see if I can bend this. Oh gosh. Will it come back down? Put this up, out. Put this up, go out. I'm going to go around back. Now the back is the front is the back. We'll do these, turn. Come on, turn. See it. Yeah, let's tighten the top before we do the collars. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, I actually brought the Evil wrench, this Craftsman. It looks like they still sell them. With this black thing, when you hunch up on it, it constantly flips direction. So I went in the garage socket set and got, this is some off-brand, Super Ratchet. Williams, okay. But it's got the turning style, so when you're choked up on it like this, it's not always flipping. I think it might be more instructive. Don't forget, we got the big nut, 2 nuts, and a washer. Let's see. So the washer goes here where the slot is. Let's see if I can. These prevailing torque nuts got to go on, you know, with the, not the nylock side. Please. Oh, thank you. And hopefully, put the wrenches. Paul. My dad used to make fun of me. I had 5 things in my hands, little kid, trying to help him on projects. I guess that's how I got to be an engineer. Okay. Has opened up a little. So, the ratchet is 3/4. This is whatever I told you, 13/16. Now flip this. You don't have to make it too tight, I don't think. Of course, I am still getting the ratchet off of this one. I'm going to start turning it. I have great, you know, this happens sometimes. You tighten it and then you can't get the ratchet off. It's not an unusual thing to happen. Usually it's backing stuff off. Let's see if I can get this. See, this is what cheap fasteners, I'm sure they save 15 cents. Ah, got it. Thank you. Just entered it, I guess, the little burr. So where are we? We're remembering we left something loose, always a risk. These guys, did I tell you what this one was? It's 4. Same principle. Just not crazy, right? It's plastic. Don't strip it out. And you see it's sticky. This new high-density polyethylene everybody uses. I've got a rigid vacuum cleaner, and it's so gummy and sticky when you try to put the attachments on. Okay. Okay, so this is mil spec. And what's next? Obviously, we should get these bolts in. told you what that was, and I've forgotten. It's a number 8 millimeter. Can you see what I'm doing? I hope so. Make sure the little lock washer's on it. I think this is all, right? That's all you get this back in. Notice, is there an in, left or a right, an in or an out? I don't think so. No. All right. Like I say, if an engineer has trouble with this thing, I can't imagine. So here's the pin. Let's put it back in the bowl. I'll know, see, when you put it back where it belongs, you know where it's going to be. So how are we doing? Are we recording? Yes. Are we having video? Yes. Then this, oh, I wish I'd remembered. I guess if I go all the way down, let's put it like this. This is what working on Harleys for 30-some years teaches you. Go all the way down, and then get right there. And that's kind of where it's supposed to be. I had to guess. Okay. I'm going to put these labels on, but I like to wash my hands, get any finger oil off so that they stick, or any grease from the machine. I found a couple of those little circular dots they use too that I didn't get. This doesn't have to be any big deal. And here's the other one. This one goes, yeah, that's kind of comforting, isn't it? So push it down, let it come up. There, it found it's threaded, whatever. You can get a view on this. Nothing too crazy. It's funny, they give you 21 labels. So this saddle, this top piece, I labeled number 1. And then the weight stacks go from number 2 down to number 21. Guess it's up to you. I also talked to Dan. I just sent him an email thanking him for all the great help he's been. And asked, does Gronk, or not Gronk, well, Gronk, or Body Solid make a 5-pound? These 10-pound weights are kind of a big step for me. I'm doing very light workouts, just old guy workouts to keep muscle, trying to back up or anything. So that is that. I'm trying to think all the things we could have left off. Well, I guess we're happy now. We get the 2 pins. Let's put this pin down twice. Oh, that went just the way it's supposed to. Let's take this pin down here twice. Okay. Does that. This one's a little loose. And there's chain links here you adjust to take that out. There's also adjustment here. You kind of follow the one that's actually on the weight. You go up, down. See, it's a little loose here. Over, down, up, down, and then it goes out to the floor station. Here. So that's pulled in. So this tells me, since this is loose, to adjust this a little bit, right? Take this. Okay, I decided to reset up and show you adjusting this cable because it is kind of critical and it might be confusing if you're not a Harley riding engineer. This one's a little loose, right? And there's a pulley you can see is kind of dangling. So you loosen this jam nut. I used a crescent wrench. And then the trick is pull down, keep the slack here and make sure that you're not twisting the cable. That as you turn this part, I'm screwing it in now. I'm holding this cable really tight. That's all the way in. Oh, darn. It's still a bit sloppy and I'm out of space here. So now you got to go up to the top and change the pulley. I'll show you how to do that. All right, the cable wasn't quite long enough. I had this all the way down. Or no, the cable was too long. I couldn't adjust it down there. So there's three holes here. You can just see them, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to move this up. It takes up a lot of cable. No, not a crescent wrench, dummy. Oh, you get 9/16 wrench, 9/16 socket. Oh my gosh, this one wasn't tightened. That's what my thing in the show's about, like always remember to tighten. See, let go of everything. Don't try to do everything at once. I think the way to do this is just like this, up. There we go. Okay, now you can go down, get your wrench, get that, find the little nut. There was no washers up here. Of course, this makes me think, did I forget to tighten? I have to go watch my own videos. And it's like, why did I forget to tighten that? All righty. Could it fit in like this? Probably not. Could it fit in like this? I forgot to tighten. See, now this is nice, see, because I'm choked up on the wrench and it's not flipping direction like that Craftsman. Okay, now this is snugging up. What do you do? Come on. So convenient. So convenient. Come on, baby. There we go. And tighten. I'm snugging this one up. And if I forgot this one, did I forget the one on the other side? No. That one's tight. Okay, so we got that. And I put a lot of slack down here at the base. You'll see. Let's go look at that now. Okay, so now you can see how much I pulled this up. And the cable's loose. The other thing I did, Tri-Flow. Don't use WD-40 because WD stands for water dispersant. It's got an emulsifier in there. All it does is take water out of the air and rust whatever you put it on. Talk to my machinist buddies if you don't believe me. So I sprayed a little Tri-Flow in there, and now you can pull down. I took the pinch bolt out. You know, this little safety bolt they had, 9/16 head, 3/8 bolt. And now you can screw it in while holding the cable to make sure the cable doesn't twist. That's what you got to make sure you're not twisting up the cable. It's just not a smart thing to do. I'm pulling down pretty good here. See now. That's about perfect in my book. It's coming down all the way. There's a mild, very light tension on it, which might be too much. I don't know, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Put the pin back in, run this pinch bolt, and that was a crescent wrench. I wonder if a 3/4 fits this. Oh my gosh, I didn't need a crescent wrench. I had the 3/4 inch wrench to do this. Might be like a Harley. As you tighten this, there's a lock washer underneath it. Oops, that ain't gonna work. Yeah, that seems pretty good. This pulley, which you can't see up here, it's the moving pulley. It's nice and seated. Seems happy. There's pressure there. So I think that was important to show. And while we're showing stuff, let's see, when you got a bowl, you know where your stuff's gonna be. This is threaded from this side, so this is the only thing missing, because they sent in the denim. The only real written instructions was how to do this, and they didn't send the two little bolts here. 9/16 head, just a snug, right? And then this side, I probably will do the same over there and just snug it up just a little. And that, I think that main cable, let me go up, down to here. Yeah, that's the pull down bar is I think the main one for that. What the heck? I figure show you the other one. Little Tri-Flow here, spray. Lots of, and then with the safety bolt out, you can pull this down and now spin this thing, making sure the cable isn't spinning. Very important. And the same deal. I'm going up to this pulley at the top. I'm going up one notch. That's that. And like I warned people, don't leave stuff off. Of course, that's why you want the tool bowl. You'll see that the nut's left in the bowl. And let's go here. This is this despicable Craftsman wrench. This is the socket wrench I want. I know you can't see this, but trust me. Okay, so now there should be less slack. And the reason I wanted to show this side as well, there's a reason to the madness. They warn you that addendum. The only thing they bother to print instructions, they actually warn you, make sure there's at least a ½ an inch of threads down in this rod that goes down. And what I did when I built the machine is I pulled it all the way out, took a magic marker, and put a black mark. So even up here, there's no black mark. I know we've got our ½ inch of threads, but we still have a bit to adjust. See, so it pops this collar down. Can you kind of see what's going on? Then you can screw this in, hold it really good. See that scraping? Chinese are great, but they're not good at deburring stuff, I'll tell you that much. And then, you can't see this pulley either, I'm sorry, but one of the floating pulleys. And this pulley we can do with the chain. That's your foot station, you know, your swing out station. But this one might even be a little tight. Let's do this. You don't want to preload it a bunch. That just adds. See, it's kind of floating a little. So let's pull. And what do we want to do? Unscrew it. God, it's so. There. Okay, then the jam nut, which is jammed, of course. It's nice to know it's 3/4 inch. I do like that. There we go. So you should be able to see this. Run that jam nut down. Makes a big difference, that one little notch. You know, and I guess if the cable's stretch, you can go up another notch. Just snug. It's got a lock washer under it. And then we got to find our. This guy, it's a through hole on one side and threaded on the other. There's no nut. That goes in. Get your 9/16 wrench. This is important stuff, so I figure it would be good to show. Oh, I forgot the lighting. Okay, so that's this side. Next, we'll get the covers on, and that'll be that. All right? Okay, covers back on. Sitting on the floor, you can get the slot. You can get that here. This covers on to design intent. You can see body solid, which keeps peeling off, is facing there. There's a little warning label here. There's a way to drop this. This has got this little flange, this little feature. Let's see. And it looks. Let's pull this pin. No, let's put the Allen wrench under it. There we go. I've put the Allen wrench under the cover to get it up so that this slot goes in. Now it's back down on the floor, but I don't like it on the floor, so my theory is pull it up if you can. Yeah. Is it staying up? I hope so. Let's get a little torque on this and it'll stay up. There we go. Pin back in. Life is good. I'm glad I readjusted that stuff. And then up here, righty-tighty, come here. Okay, just snug. Can you see that? My video going? Yes. My audio working? Yes. Get the other cover. The one. Thought I'd better. See, hopefully you can see there's a narrow flange that goes down here. So if you flip this upside down, it covers half the numbers up, and you can't read it. So on this side, you get away with flipping this thing upside down. So it's just got a plain edge here, no little dent, but you can read the numbers now. Minor design difficulty, not the end of the world. See if it works like the other one. You can watch real time as I mess with this. There it is. I wonder if they did this on purpose, like, or it's just, you know, luck. Come on. This is classic having too much stuff in my hands, right? I'm trying to hold the wrench, I'm trying to hold the bottom bolt, put that stuff on the floor so my hands are free. Put this thing in design position, and maybe now this bolt will go in. There we go. Dad knew what he was talking about when he said don't have 5 things in your hand while you're trying to work. All right, down here, I guess we'll do that same. Oh, we got a piece of chain here, so we can pick this up, get this chain link under it. Have it fall off the chain link, get it back on, put the washer back on. I do hope the people that make instructions for how to assemble stuff actually read and do. Okay, just barely started. Got the wrench. Let's get the wrench. Let's get this snug. Get it ready to tighten. Pick this up. Of course, it's too tight now. There we go. Picked it up. Got the wrench. Okay. Go up and do this one. Just snug. And because the flange is shorter, it doesn't have the nice bevel, but now you can read the numbers. Can't flip it around on the back side because down there gets in the way. Let me get that on. You don't need to watch. Okay, you got the covers on the back on. Same deal. Start this, get the pull up, tighten the bottom, and finish tightening this. The only quality issues, this body's solid. There's a black, like 3-dimensional logo, and it keeps getting loose. Otherwise, pretty good. The only part I can't figure out is this little white plastic plug. I'll write Gronk. Well, Gronk probably won't know, but maybe Body Solid has a help number. It's like, where does the little white thing go? You don't tell us. I can't figure it out. Otherwise, thank you, Gronk Fitness Products and Dan, for sending me the missing weights. No question, no charge. Just here, they're in stock. If I'd have known enough to count 8 to figure out there's supposed to be 8 boxes of weights, and I'll show you, here's a picture of them, then I could have did it while I was putting the machine together. I'd have had all the weights when it came time. I wouldn't have had to go on and add them like now. But they do sell, you know, I'm thinking when they sell 50-pound extra to put the stack up here, they say a new bar, but I assume they must give you a new cable too, right? Because the cable would be way too long. So maybe they just wrap it up somehow. I don't know. Anyway, I'm delighted. I love this thing. Thank you, Body Solid. Thank you, Gronk. And we'll catch you all next time when we show how to use this thing. Bye now.